The Toplofty Lounge is alive. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Top Lofty Lounge, episode 72 Conversations for the Elevated. Don't forget to ask about our $1,000,000 guarantee. Welcome to all my fellow snobs. I am your host. I am just a man with a man's courage, but I am here, Sci Fi Snob, and we're going to talk about the Flash Gordon movie. 1990, or correction, 1980 movie, a classic, cult classic. But before we get into that, let me introduce my co-host. He is the Ming, the Merciless, to my Flash Gordon. It's Cam. Say hello, Cam.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening. Yes, good evening. Welcome. Cam, do we have any? We just got to wait a little bit, let people get in. We got 9 people so far. I'm sure the audience is just can't wait to talk about this classic movie. It's pretty awesome, I think. I kind of liked it. But what did you do this week, Cam, to increase your sci-fi snobbery?
Well, I do this show called Babylon 5 Retrospective on Wednesdays, and I discussed. Oh, well, then nothing.
Doesn't count. That's part of it. Nothing. Oh, nothing. Okay, nothing. Cam is already getting trolled in the chat.
That's what already? Oh my gosh, Mr. Milktoast, brutal.
Yeah, that's what we like to see. I actually saw the not science fiction, but kind of pop culture. I saw the Thunderbirds this week, the Marvel movie that I avoided like the plague earlier, and again, I'm working on my showing my kid the Marvel movies and working our way through them, and we're up to Iron Man 3 and Captain America Winter Soldier, and I would argue that Winter Soldier is one of the best movies. And you know what she said? It was okay.
Ugh.
I'm like, and other things like Iron Man 3, she's like, yeah, that was pretty good. I'm like, what?
No.
Come on.
Winter Soldier. I think Winter Soldier is my favorite of all.
I think it might be the best. Though Infinity War and Endgame are very good. They put everything back together, but Winter Soldier, and the fact that it's less superhero, more spy, secret agent stuff.
Yeah.
Great movie, but there's no accounting for some taste. That's what I did for my science fiction. That's the main stuff that I did. Did I do anything else? I still haven't finished off the Ian Banks book that I'm working on, about 2/3 of the way through. I gotta finish it up, but yeah. Whoops, I meant to put this one on. Winter Soldier is really a spy movie at its heart. Yes, spy, conspiracy. It's good, and it's good to change a little bit. Melanie, someone likes Melanie Anderson. Mm-hmm. We're going to talk about her. Yeah. Whoops, wrong one again. Are you sure she's your kid with a mark like that? Both my daughters look a lot like their mother. So they're definitely their mothers, but, who knows for certain anyway without a DNA test, right? Black Widow movie should have been more like Winter Soldier. Yeah, it should have. That Black Widow movie was atrocious. Oh my goodness. Uh, other things in the chat. Winter Soldier is the best MCU film. Iron Man 1, then Civil War. Everything is very levels of disappointment. Civil War is also very good. Yes, I would agree. The Avengers was pretty good. The Avengers is quite good. You know, it came there. It had all the superhero movie parts to it. I would say that it is in there as well. But yeah. Okay, we're going to have a show about that. People have lots of ideas. All right. Should we jump into the movie?
Sure.
Do you have your usual? Did you prepare at all, Cam? Cam the Careless. Did you? Do you have? You want to do your usual synopsis, or did you not bother to do that at all?
No, no, I don't have a synopsis.
You didn't do that. You didn't
Nope.
All right. So let me do all the work, right?
Yep.
All right. Here we go. Luckily, I prepared. I can give the basis of the movie. So, Flash Gordon, released in 1980, December 5th, 1980, December 11th in the UK. It was mostly filmed in the UK, and a lot of the the directors and some of the people behind the scenes are Italian, so it's kind of an Italian movie made in the UK primarily. Directed by Mike Hodges and screenplay by Lorenzo Semple Jr. Based on the characters by Alex Raymond, of course. The biggest main producer, Dino De Laurentiis, who's a pretty big Italian film producer. He was a pretty big guy, you know, back in those times. I mean, I've heard his name. I didn't know much about him myself, but yeah. Music, of course, by Queen primarily. This is one of the first movies, the first big budget movie to have a soundtrack mainly done by a rock band. Now, Howard Blake did a lot of the other. He's a composer. He did some of the orchestral, that kind of stuff in the background stuff. But Queen, of course, doing the theme song that everyone knows about. So it's almost 2 hours, 114 minutes. The budget was 20 to 27 million. I don't know why it is so iffy. That's a $7 million spread. But anyway, box office was about 46 million in the UK and the US overall. It did pretty good in the UK. It did pretty good in Italy. Okay in the US, but not as good. Yeah. Okay, so that's the basis of the background. Do we need to do does anybody in this chat need a plot summary, or is it good enough?
Why don't you? How about a 30-second version?
Okay, go ahead.
Oh, okay. You want to? Okay.
It was your idea.
Oh well, but I'm careless. I can't,
I know. We just tried it off the head. What about tools? There's no tool segment. It only a tool segment when Cam gets new tools and he wants to talk about them. Sorry, no tools. I'm sure we'll have some in the future. All right, let's see. Okay, while Cam, you're doing that, I'm going to just go over the chat here. Melody Anderson looked good in the Sam Jones documentary. Yeah, there was a documentary called. It's called. Let me just. I gotta go down here and look at it. It came out in 2019. It is something Flash Gordon, being Flash Gordon, something like that. Someone, I'm sure that Dave will let me know in the chat while I'm searching for it. I think it came out recently. I think it was about 2019. Life After Flash. There it is. All right. Damn it. 2018, Life After Flash, which was, they talked about that and Sam Jones, and we'll talk about him. It's kind of interesting what he did. There's more information about that. Stuff about Jones. He was a soldier of fortune. Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Okay, go ahead, Cam.
Okay. Well, basically, it starts out where Flash is going. Flash is a football player in this version of Flash Gordon. He's a quarterback for the Jets, I think.
Yes.
And he's waiting to get on a flight, and he happens to get on a flight with travel agent Dale Arden, and there's been crazy weather and things going on, various natural disasters, and which Ming the Merciless is responsible for. And so basically during their flight, the pilots disappear, and they get hit by a meteor, and the pilots disappear. And then so they Flash mentions earlier to Dale that he was taking flight lessons or something like that. And so they crash and encounter Zarkov, the mad scientist guy who has been studying these attacks and things, and he has an idea of where they're coming from. Long story short, he kidnaps them. They launch into space. They go into a portal of some sort, and they end up on Mongo, in which point they meet Ming, and then the whole main storyline of freedom fighting and such takes place.
Yeah, that's good. Good enough.
Yeah.
People are bringing it up. I think maybe we should mention it. I'll mention it right off the top. So Flash Gordon, Star Wars mixed with the Adventures of Robin Hood, strained through a 1930s movie serial filter. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good summary of what Flash Gordon is. The interesting fact, George Lucas tried to get the rights to make a Flash Gordon movie, couldn't get the rights, so he made Star Wars instead. Can you believe that?
Mm-hmm.
It's true. All right.
You know what? Mr. Milktoast mentions here that there are certain Indiana Jones vibes in this movie. Interestingly enough, Zarkov's assistant is played by, was also in Indiana Jones and
Munson.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Hold on. I forget the actor's name. It was.
He's Munson in the thing, of course.
Okay, can't find it, but is the same actor. There it is. William Hootkins, right?
Yeah, William Hootkins. Yeah,
and he was one of the government guys in Raiders of the Lost Ark, so he looks very much like that. But he's also Porkins from Star Wars.
Yeah, he's the guy at the end of because I just saw Raiders again. He's at the guy at the end of Raiders. He's one of the government guys, and they're like, this thing needs to be this arc needs to be investigated. And he's like, who's investigating? Top men.
Right.
Ooh, top men. Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, this is an interesting question, of course. If George Lucas had gotten the rights to Flash, would Flash have been as big as Star Wars? Maybe, maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah. But this movie actually, I'm getting off topic here a little bit, but there's actually a number of well-known actors in this movie. You've got Max von Sydow as Ming, and Timothy Dalton.
Yeah, great actor. Yeah,
right. Timothy Dalton as Baron, and Brian Blessed as Voltan, the wing guy.
Brian Blessed as well known. Like, I think he did an excellent job. I don't see him as known as von Sydow and Dalton.
No, he's a UK. I mean, he's very UK centric, I think. But he's been, he's got a long career too. He's been in a ton of stuff.
Yeah, and I looked, I was checking him out, and he's done a ton of voice work. Like in the last 20 years or so, he seems to be doing more voice work stuff. But he's got a great voice, and you've seen him like, I'll just pull it up here. Like some of the stuff that he's done is just very, all kinds of Care Bears, Lego Star Wars movie, like Lego Star Wars video game, Troll Hunters, Evil Genius video game. He's in. He played like Grandpa Rabbit in Peppa Pig. So you might not know about. Some of you might not know about that stuff, but these are pretty big. Total War, Warhammer 2 video game voices, Micro Machines, tons and tons of voice work in the last sort of 20 years. Um, but
Well,
some of it's
he
pretty big stuff too.
well he was also in uh, the Robin Hood, the Kevin Costner Robin Hood movie.
Oh, really?
Remember that? He was his father,
He
so he's
played,
only in at the beginning,
yeah,
and he was
he,
also in like
yeah. He plays King Lear, Macbeth, Hamlet. He's got some, stuff in there. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, I don't know him, but that doesn't mean anything because
well, again, he was in Henry
Robin
V.
Hood. Yeah.
He was in Kenneth Branagh's Henry V as kind of
Oh,
a
was he?
very
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, he
1989.
yeah, he had a big kind of in the mid '80s to mid
Yeah,
'90s kind of thing. He was in a ton of stuff, as himself, obviously. Yeah, I mean, playing meaning not voiceover work.
yeah. I think PB's right. He's a UK icon. He's huge.
Yeah.
And since then, he's done tons of voice work and stuff. So because he's got a great voice. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so where were we? But there's also noticeable people. Kenny Baker apparently was in this too. Kenny Baker.
Now I'm getting slack. I'm getting. All right. Go.
Kenny
Baker was in this as well.
Yeah.
He's one of the midgets.
Right. And now I didn't recognize him. So he might have been, because there's a lot of weird stuff going on.
There's like 3 or 4 midgets running around, and they're in weird costumes. You can barely see their faces, and they're all. I'm not surprised you can't tell who they are.
Right. But there's also what's his name? Another little person. Deep Roy is his name. He is noticeable because you can see he's been like in a ton of stuff. I mean, he was, my God, his filmography is, well, he was also in Return of the Jedi, it says here. But he was
he the one that the princess pulls around on a rope?
It might have been.
Must be, because that's kind of a bigger scene than there's him and there's the other 3. They're just sort of jumping around, and they're kind of covered. Their arms are like they look like a playing card.
Yeah, but he was also in the somewhat recent, I guess 20 years ago now, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp. He was all the Oompa Loompas.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah. Much older now.
Yeah, he again. He was recognizable to me at least. So.
Yeah.
Anyway. So it wasn't like a fly by night cast necessarily. These are people that are in a lot of stuff.
Yeah. All right. We're talking. Sorry, we're gonna keep going.
No, that's it.
All right. I was gonna say our plan was to talk about sort of the scenes as we go on, but we're kind of talking about the cast. Let's just. Is there any overall impressions of the cast? The actors playing them that you want to talk about? There's a couple. I have some. But,
well, go ahead.
Okay, you want me to start up? Okay, so surprisingly, I thought the cast was excellent. I thought everybody did a great job with one exception. I thought that Sam Jones playing Flash Gordon was a little weak, and that was perhaps part of it was perhaps the the story and the lines they gave him. But let me talk about, I thought Zarkov is perfect. Like when we see him that opening scene and he's doing his thing, he's got that crazy, smart scientist, but just a little bit crazy eyes. Hey, I want you to come in my rocket ship and I'm going to pull a gun on you to get in your rocket ship. Incidentally, that's how I get Cam to be on the show.
Yeah. We didn't want to talk about that, I thought, but okay, sure.
Yeah. But I thought he's a perfect Zarkov. Dale, I didn't have any trouble with Dale Arden. I thought that Princess Aurora was perfectly played too, right? I think she's an Italian actress, and she's just the right. Like when I see
the accent worked for it, right?
Yeah. But even like British royalty, for example, sometimes. Royalty is they're not very attractive. Like they're not as attractive. They're not the most beautiful person in the world, right? Because
you better watch your step there, subject of Great Britain.
Yeah. They're sometimes they're not the best looking, right? But it's kind of, they have sometimes have a weird beauty. So I think she's got this. I mean, she's a great looking woman, but she's got this bit of a look to her that's a little bit different. She's not like a classic beauty sort of thing. So I think she's a perfect choice for that. Just the way that her look is. I mean, she's obviously good looking for sure, and she does a great job being the the sneaky princess who's using all the men and manipulating them and getting it on with all of them, that kind of thing. So yeah, I thought she was great. Of course, Max von Sydow is great as Ming. I mean, uh, perfect. What can you say about him? And Prince Volta and Brian Blessed was excellent. I especially liked his character. And Timothy Dalton did a great job as the prince too. I'd say my favorite characters would be Prince Volta, Brian Blessed, and I guess Zarkov and Princess Aura. I think those would be my three favorite acting of the ones. Yeah.
Okay, here's the thing.
You want to comment on that, and then I'm gonna tear into Jones.
Well, I think the cast does do a pretty good job. As everyone who's seen it knows, this came across probably more campy than they intended, and it is. But it's not play. The characters generally don't, or the actors, I should say, don't generally play it that way. It's not like they're mugging, too much in this. So I think they do a pretty good job. What I would say is I am not a Timothy Dalton fan at all, generally, but in this movie, I thought he did excellent as Baron, Prince Baron. So
he did a good job.
I really liked him in this role.
Like I said, everybody, I felt everyone did a good job, except I wasn't as impressed with Jones. Just on you made the comment about them, the campiness and that sort of thing. This is a quote from Lorenzo Semple Jr., who wrote the script. He said, Dino, who's the Dino De Laurentiis, the producer, who he produced Barbarella. He wanted to make it humorous, and he says, at the time I thought that was a possible way to go, but in hindsight I realized it was a terrible mistake. We kept fiddling around with the script, trying to decide whether to be funny or realistic. That was a catastrophic thing to do with so much money involved. I never thought the character of Flash in the script was particularly good, but there was no pressure to make it any better. Dino had a vision of a comic strip character treated in comic style. That was silly because Flash Gordon was never intended to be funny. The entire film got way out of control. So yeah, that's sort of a comment on their on the thing. What? No, I'm not bad mouthing the princess. So my problem with Flash Gordon kind of starts at the beginning. Like, I see him as, he's got the right look. The actor's got the right look, but to me, he lacks the charisma. He should be more of a commanding authority when he steps into the room, and people go, "Oh, hey, this guy is, he's a football player. He's that classic American, jock type that commands a room when he comes in." So, and I think they don't do a good job. They make him weak at the beginning. For example, the opening scenes, right? He gets on the plane with Dale, and they go on the plane. And she's like, he goes in there to the pilots and say, "Hey, he's asking what's going on." And he comes back and she's like, "Oh, don't bother them." And the first thing he should be, she should never even think to say that to him, because he's Flash Gordon. He commands the room, right? No woman is going to tell him what to do. Like, she wouldn't even bother. "Oh, I'm not going to tell him. They're just going to do nothing." And then he's like very simpish to her. He's like, "Oh, I saw you the thing, and I thought you were really good looking, and I asked the maitre d' what your name was and stuff," right? No, that's not what Flash Gordon does. Flash Gordon goes, and if he sees a woman he likes, he goes up to her and he talks to her. He doesn't sneak around the sides and, "Oh, let me find out stuff about you. I think you're real pretty." Like, it was very weak at the beginning. I'm like going, come on, he should be much more of that masculine archetype. Anyway, what do you think? Well,
I have to admit that I didn't those things didn't occur to me, but I guess I can't really disagree with you either. You know, um, he doesn't command the room, you know, when he walks in. I think he's a heroic character in general, and he kind of,
Yeah,
you know, has that, but it isn't so much a presence thing as, you know, it's he's saying the right things and he's acting boldly, but you're right, it's not like you're just like, oh, this guy's means business, you know, when you see him. He's got kind of an aw shucks look on his face a lot of time, you know, he's a little deer in the headlights.
yeah,
um uh so yeah, I guess I agree with that. And well, uh, I, I put the link in earlier to the animated series, the Filmation Flash Gordon, which came out a little before this, or at least it started a little before this, and that and Flash Gordon, you know, classic Flash Gordon is that he is. I mean, that's kind of his thing. He's not a superhero. He doesn't really have any
yeah,
extraordinary abilities other than the fact that he is this, you know, natural leader kind of guy,
yeah,
and
yeah,
he's you know, it strikes me. It's like in that series, he's doing all these things. It's like he's got nothing going here except his own normal physical abilities, you know.
yeah.
But it's like he
Which
doesn't.
which are higher than everyone else, but
Well, sure, but you know, he doesn't quit. You know what he's just. It's like he's got a can-do attitude, and he just goes for things. And
yeah,
you know, he doesn't consider that. Well, maybe I can't do that. Maybe that's too dangerous or anything. You know,
yeah,
he's classic adventure hero. You know.
yeah. So Weatherman agrees with me. I mean, I think you know, Dave's talking about John Carter. Like I see when I saw the John Carter movie, I saw a take charge guy, and that's how I see Flash Gordon as. And he and this uh, Jones seems to play him. And again, I don't know if it's the script. I mean, part of it's a script because they're making him say that stuff. Oh, I saw you. You're real pretty. But he seems, you know, it's not completely his fault. But you know, I think that's completely wrong for Flash Gordon. He's a take charge guy. He's, you know, he should be in there. And you start to see it later on. I'm going to move a little bit forward when they go. You know, they finally go to the throne room, and Ming, you know, takes a liking to Dale, and she says, sorry, he uses his ring on her to bring her forward, right? And you know, she gets she's rubbing herself. I don't know what that's all about.
Yeah, it was weird.
Something a little bit weird, but like he doesn't jump in right away, right? Like he should be like goes, you come here, and you know, if the way I would see Flash Gordon, he would go, you know, he would take a Dale, push her behind him, go, no, Ming, you deal with me, you know, leave the girl alone, right? Like that kind of thing. Now he
Yeah,
does this to her, and then she goes, oh, and then he turns it off. She goes, oh, what happened? And then later on, he says, you know, in the same scene, Ming says, you know, come here. He's going to put her in her harem, and then Gordon jumps in front of him and says, no, Ming. That's when the fight scene starts. But
yeah.
like it was just a little bit okay. Finally, you're getting onto the proper. You're finally getting on the proper way that I see Flash Gordon is operating. After that, but it took a little while in my view. It seemed, but I don't know. What do you think?
Again, I hate to say it, but I agree with you. It's it yeah. I can't say anymore. I agree.
Yeah, and I think, and here's my, you know, I was thinking about it, and I think I was going to mention this. I think Mr. Milktoast mentioned it perfectly. The Flash character is played as the modern man that was so popular starting in the 1980s. Well, I don't think it's the 1980s. I think it is. I remember this is the 70s, right? Just after the, you know, it's the 70s. Women are independent now. I mean, remember this movie would be released in the 80s, but it's going to be made, you know, starting in 78 or something like that. So I think they're trying to they're toning down Flash Gordon's masculinity because women are empowered, and Dale is telling him what to do, and she's like, you know, oh no, you go over here, oh this and that. I mean, they have her sometimes, oh, you know, hold my hand, I'm scared, but also like, hey, you know, when he goes through the throne room and he catches the eye of the princess, and she's like, hey, look at me, you don't look at her, right?
Mhm.
Which is kind of stupid because, you know, Flash should be like, hey, you want to get out of this mess? Maybe let me romance the big guy's daughter, and I might be able to get us out of this thing. But anyway,
Well, the one other thing is, I think the classic Flash is smarter. Also, you know, um, he's just, you know, more educated, I guess, maybe. And even though he's not a scientist like Zarkov necessarily, but he's learned. He's not just kind of like, oh, I'm just some dumb jock. Whereas they play Flash in this one more like that.
Yeah. So Weatherman says Gordon was very beta in this movie, and I do believe the first until that part in the throne scene, he's played very beta. Yeah. Black and white series is very alpha, a lot of charisma. That's how I see Flash Gordon. Very alpha, a lot. He's the man's man. He's the man that other women want to be with him, and other men want to be him. And if they're not him, they'll follow him. Yeah, she's a strong woman, and that, of course, is the part of the problem in some of these things. The only way we can show a strong woman is to make the man look weak, which is pretty crappy writing in my view. Should be able to do both.
Yeah, it also in regards to what you're talking about, bringing together these other various factions. There's not a strong. I mean, I guess the whole thing, and I don't want to jump ahead into that part, but the thing with Baron and their whole rivalry and such, where you kind of see that play out. The other, I'm not sure there's a reason that anyone would be wanting to follow him necessarily, and his kind of calls, oh, we can team up against Ming. It's like, okay, but why are you? It's
yeah, and that was my impression too. I was like, yeah, that's good. That's what we want in the movie. That's what he should be doing. He's getting everybody to go against Ming. They all hate Ming. I mean, the opening scene, one of them tries to kill him, right? Mm-hmm. So it should be pretty obvious. But the question is, why? Yeah, why you? You're some guy I just met. I mean, there's, escaped. He escapes from certain. He escaped death, and so. Maybe, but it would have been better if he had more of those leadership qualities that were obvious, right? Standing in front, standing up to Ming right off the bat, that kind of thing.
Right. In other incarnations, his boldness stands out much more,
Yeah.
Whereas this one, it was like, oh yeah, he's doing this kind of, this whole fight scene in the throne room.
Oh yeah, let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay, let's just go into that
go ahead, because that's where I mean, I think. Yeah, I mean, I think we're going to talk about the rocket thing. I think I kind of mentioned it's kind of, I liked Zarkov with the, pulling him at gunpoint, but I think we're good with that. Let's go to the fight scene.
Okay. It was, okay. I saw this in the theater when I was a kid, right? A little kid. And I liked it I think I saw it a second time as I recall. So I was impressed enough with it, that I liked it then. And the scene in the throne room is what stood out to me.
And I like Megaforce, and I made you see that.
Yeah. Right. But it's the scene that stood out, maybe because it was, you started off, and I am going to talk about the throne room scene here, but when you started off, it was really kind of strange almost. It's like Flash is driving a station wagon, I think, and it's just like very mundane looking. It's like any 70s TV show, right? And then when you're in the throne room, it's got this, the set design and everything is wild. It's this ostentatious. It is. It's an effective contrast, certainly, right? And it's a ton of red. It's very red dominated colors. Anyway, so they get into this fight where Flash, kind of weakly starts resisting this whole thing and gets the crap kicked out of him for a while.
Yeah.
Until he, I think Dale throws him the orb or whatever that's roughly like a football, which motivates him or gets him in the mindset of combat, I guess.
Yeah, that was a little bit. Okay, now he's got the football, so now he knows what to do.
Right, and
it's kind of bit of a joke, right? Like
it is. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, well, it's entirely ridiculous. It's again, as a kid, it's like, okay, fine, but this is, that's the campiness is really coming through at this point.
Yeah,
it's like ludicrous what's going on here in that scene, and in retrospect, I'm kind of like, man, that was dumb as hell, and I wish it wasn't in there.
Like, how would I redo that? Maybe Flash beats up a bunch of the guards, and there's so many surrounding him, but Ming is like, oh wow, he did a great job on these guards. Maybe bring in one of Ming must have some champions, some good fighters that he uses in gladiatorial contests or something. Bring one of them in, and Flash fights him and does a beats him up or does a good job, and that he shows his dominance, and Ming's like, all right, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to put this guy to death, or claim that he's being put to death, and then take him aside and try to recruit him like he does later in the film. Something like that. Like
see, that's I think they kind of blew that. If they were meaning to show that, because I didn't remember that much about it. And when Ming was trying to be like, oh no, you're I've never seen anybody like you or whatever, it's like, and you should be on one of my have your own dominion or whatever. Yeah. Right. It was it didn't make a lot of sense, because and if they had the throne room scene portrayed better, they could have made that work better.
Yeah. You kind of, you can say, okay, well, Flash is able to escape this and escape that, and that impresses Ming, but it's not that impressive. His daughter, and he knows this, his daughter helped him escape, so it's not like he did it himself, right? So it's kind of, what has Flash done up to this point that really is that impressive?
Mm-hmm.
And you could have, if you want to make Flash Gordon want to have everyone fall in line behind him and take his leadership, all these various princes who've never met him before, then the fact that he in the throne room, he could stand up to Ming very strongly and survive, and they'd be like, wow, no one's ever stood up to Ming like that and actually lived. And Ming, decided to let him live, or just threw him in the dungeon. Normally, he just vaporize him at that time, so they would respect him. But there's a couple of mistakes, I think, and things that could have made it better.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Sorry, didn't interrupt you on that, did I?
No, that was about all I had to say about it. What do you think about that scene? Well, I'm sorry, I got one more thing to say, and that is, again, the set design and the costumes and everything were, this evoking this really decadent and bizarre feel to it. And when I was watching that, I'm like, this really reminds me of. Can you guess what other movie I'm going to say?
I'm not sure, but I think I'm going to say it came after that movie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to suggest that this movie was impacted by Flash Gordon, but I'm going to write it down here and see if he's okay. Well, I already know I was going to mention this stuff. Go ahead.
Well, just say it.
No, you say it.
It's Dune.
Dune. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Dune, 1985. 5 years later, I'm like, looking at, it's exactly what came to my mind. You've got I started looking in the background a little bit when I watched it again, and they've got, people in hats that are half black and half white, cut through the center, all kinds of weird stuff. I'm like, the guys who did Dune must have watched this movie and said, hey, we can do some pretty weird.
Well, I remember all these lame AI trends, right? There was one maybe a year ago or so, year or 18 months, that was, what if Star Wars was a whatever style thing, or all that kind of stuff, and everything that was an 80s style, it's like an anime or whatever they did. It all looked like just ripoffs of Dune. It was like, oh, look, you just put Dune costumes on these things, and it was all that. Now, so clearly this was an impactful look for the 80s, right? Now this obviously didn't have as much notoriety as Dune, I suppose, but
sorry, Dune 84, 85. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So, and I hate those things actually, because it like taught me how lame AI is. It's like, so you have no ability to actually. I should say it, not you, to do anything even remotely original. It just tells you how derivative and stupid it is, that it just latches onto something and it can't get out of it. It's like, because all the people that were doing that weren't like putting in the same prompts, right? It just got stuck in that kind of thing. Anyway,
I like those things because I think they looks like I like the retro look of it. But
I
let's not
hate it.
pretend.
I hate
Let's
it.
not
It
pretend it's
turns my
creative or
stomach.
anything. It's just it's just fun.
Yeah,
It's not creative or anything. It's just I like to see that, but it's
the
I
idea of
wouldn't
that
make a
is fine.
movie like it. The idea is interesting, but
The idea, right? But what the execution of it just kind of grosses me out. It's like a slap in the face to creativity. I hate it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
so that's what this. Is this the original? Was there things before that looked like this? I don't know.
maybe, but yeah. I mean, so I really like the whole layout of the throne room and the characters that put through there. It really gave the sense that this was because they're all pretty much human, right? There's nobody. Well, the Hawkmen are the only thing that don't look because they got wings, but everything is human, right? So you don't see any weird characters. So they go a little bit more like if it was Star Wars, they'd be throwing a bunch of alien stuff in there. I mean, there's the lizard men later on, but those are just guys with.
You know what? Sorry, something just occurred. Something just occurred to me. Is that that epic movie, The Last Jedi?
Oh no!
The whole Snoke's throne room, with the exception of having many fewer characters, was a lot like this. The red and everything.
You think so?
Like, well, yeah, and the lame fight. I think Ryan Johnson.
There's no throne in this scene. He doesn't sit on the throne. He just comes out.
Yeah, I guess.
Maybe he did. Maybe he took something from that.
Anyway,
but I appreciated the throne room scene. I think they did a good job of without having all these weird creatures like you get if you were doing Star Wars. They made everybody. You got the sense that this is some sort of weird different culture. It's not anything like Earth. It's way over the top. I mean, these girls are wearing bikinis that are silvery colored, and there's a bunch of dwarves, and their arms are apart, like they look like playing cards, and she's got one of them on a leash and following her around. What's his name? Clytus is he's got his mask on for some reason. Yeah, so I thought that was pretty well done overall. Okay.
See, Michael says that De Laurentiis did Dune as well. It's a different De Laurentiis, though, isn't it?
Well, he's producer, right?
Yeah. This one is Dino De Laurentiis, and Dune lists Rafaela De Laurentiis.
Yeah, it's a different.
Well, okay, so here it says that his parents, his father is Dino De Laurentiis.
There you go. De Laurentiis is he's a film producer, but he's also a businessman. So he's obviously got lots of money. He's like one of these guys who's like,
well, that's what producers are, right?
Yeah, I got this ton of cash. I think I'm gonna go and be a movie producer. Why not?
Anyway, okay, sorry. Yeah. So what are we going on?
Yeah. Here? All right. So well, the chat is theory casting. There's some interesting ideas. Jenna Ortega as I think. I would if I was to recast the princess. I'd probably go with another Italian. Italian women are usually very sexy. They know how to be sexy, and you want her to be sexy, manipulative,
racist.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. Do you want to move to some of the other scenes? Anything about the execution? Michael was talking about pulling out this one here. Get rid of the Flash in prison scene where Dale comes to him, very schmaltzy. I think that took away a little bit from his his manliness too. He's like, oh, I got to see her. Oh, like he just met this girl. And you're a football. He's a quarterback for the New York Jets, who I assume are the biggest, bestest team at the time, right? Super Bowl champions or potential champions. The women are going to be throwing themselves at him, and Dale is not ugly or anything, but I mean, he should be, oh, I just met this girl on this plane, and he shouldn't be falling all over. Oh yeah, he's got women everywhere. So I found that a little bit. I found it a little bit small.
Maybe he's a dance with the girl you came with kind of guy.
Yeah, but he's only just met her like a day ago, and he didn't even talk to her, and he's known her for 2 days or something. And then, I mean, he didn't have a bunch of other girls back. I thought that was a little bit weak. I would have got rid of that too.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's my comment on that. The
right.
Execution escape. I don't know if you have any comment on that.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
All right, so he escapes he escapes because of the princess. Fakes death, and brings him back alive. And of course, she's having some sort of affair, or has got something on the doctor in order to do that. I mean, that totally made sense. Mm-hmm. And I like that idea where she's so arrogant and self-centered that she's like, oh, my dad wants to murder this guy, but you know what? I kind of take a liking to him. I don't know nothing about him, but I'm going to conspire against my old man in order to keep him alive just because I want to. And I don't care if it's risky or whatever. Who cares?
Yeah, she's openly rebellious, and like you said, very cocky about it.
And yeah, she attempts to manipulate her dad initially to not have him killed, and that doesn't work. She's like, all right, I'll just try this other way. No problem. I thought that was great casting for her and perfect for that type of, the kind of character that I saw her as. So I like that part. Yeah. And then she takes him to the Prince Bahrain from Arborea, who she's supposed to marry. And what does he call her? A bitch at one point. The thing, they're going to get married. It's obviously an arranged marriage, but the prince, he's head over heels with her. She's like, she wants to leave him with her fiance, and then she'll come back and get him later and spirit him off to her secret love shack. Like that is completely, wow.
Yeah, that's that's kind of a classic. I haven't read all the comic strips or anything, but that was very much the way it was with Aura and Baron in the cartoon. Also, it's basically he's like, he's crazy for her, and she's just like, yeah, I'll kick you around when I want to. And other times, like, she'll manipulate him to basically do whatever she wants,
Yeah.
But it was pretty outlandish in this.
Yeah, but I liked it. I thought it was great, and that again fit with exactly the character that I thought of her. And I haven't seen the Flash Gordon. I'm gonna have to start watching those the earlier stuff, but I haven't seen it. But that's exactly how I would picture the daughter of Ming the Merciless, just exactly like that. And so I thought, that was another, scene that made me go, yeah, she's doing a great job, and it's well done.
Right. And I forget the name of the character that, is Major Domo or whatever, the guy in the mask and
Cletus.
Yeah, he's he makes a few comments, where it's like, oh yeah, like Aura or whatever, kind of, refers to her, and then of course later on, it seems like he's out to get her.
Yeah.
Because he basically tricks Ming into letting him go after her.
Yeah, and I assume that Cletus he's working on a power grab in a sense. He's like, oh, the more people we don't see that she has an effect. Like she wants him not to kill Flash, but he wants Ming to kill Flash, but he does it anyway. He executes him anyway. So she doesn't get her way here, but you get the sense that maybe that she gets her way, half the time or some portion of the time, enough to, I'm kind of making assumptions, but Cletus is like, you know what? I'm going to, this is a piece on the board that gets in my way. I'm going to see if I can remove this piece. And he's like, oh, he knows it's her. And he says, oh, the traitor. What if we, doesn't matter who the traitor is? Yes, of course. Doesn't matter who the traitor is. Get rid of them. It's like, oh, okay. And he's obviously setting her up. He knows it's her. and he's setting Ming up to, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I think, I got that sense just from it, from the way that it was, back and forth, that he's got a thing. He wants to get her out of the way. So,
Yeah.
I thought that was good. Yeah. Yeah, there's some great, not the boar worms. There's some great quotes from, no, not that. So, anyway, so Flash escapes. It's what did you think of the scene on the ship with Aurora and Flash when they're going to Arborea? They use the telepathic head
Yeah.
thing. I'm not speaking about that in general, but just overall.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it's in line generally with the characters, kind of thing. But Flash was kind of, again, it wasn't a great wasn't a great moment for him. He was kind of,
You didn't think so?
no.
I thought it was a great moment for her. Like, she's working her manipulation on him, and it's sort of starting to work, right? Like, he's like, "Oh, this girl is, yeah, wow."
Well, yeah,
showing her power, right?
right. For her, it was showing
Yeah.
her influence, but him, he's kind of like like you said, it's like, oh, he's crazy for Dale, and then it's like, oh, but now I got.
But he shouldn't be crazy for Dale because he just met her.
Okay, but he is.
Yeah.
I mean, so he's kind of going back and forth with, it's maybe not that unrealistic, I suppose.
Yeah, I think I like that aspect. I think he should be going back and forth.
Okay.
He shouldn't be so, and the reason why is he shouldn't be that crazy about Dale. He just met her. He might like her and stuff, but
what I'm getting from
this woman is, she manipulates Surgeon, she manipulates Prince Barain, she manipulates everybody. She should have some wiles that partially work on Flash, but he's able to go, oh, hey, no, should be able to resist them eventually.
So what I'm getting from you is that you're really a Princess Aura fan, not so much a Flash fan.
Well,
so if she does well, it's okay.
He screwed it in the beginning with me with his in the first third of the movie. He didn't do such a great job. But
accurate, Weatherman. I think that is accurate. Yes.
I would like to see. I'd like to see him. Like, I don't mind if he, he gets pulled a little bit. He's a man, right? Like, he can get pulled a little bit, but he fights back. But anyway. Yeah, I thought that aspect was good. Now, what about when they finally get to Arborea with the the whole thing with the prince, with Timothy Dalton and Flash? I think this is where in the movie Flash Gordon starts to become more like Flash Gordon to me. Yeah. No. Yes. Maybe.
I don't know, the whole middle part here. It kind of started to lose me, I gotta admit. I don't know. Maybe so they're shoving a lot, because again, this whole thing with Aura, kind of just being like, yeah, do what I tell you, and him kind of going along with it, and then he's gonna kill him, and it's kind of deceptively. I guess that portrayal does match with other things I've seen of Flash Gordon, meaning of Baron, but I don't know. It kind of came across as strange to me, but not poorly portrayed, but I don't know. It was that Aura is able to manipulate him so much. I guess that
and he kind of knows that he's being manipulated, right? Because he calls her a bitch.
Right, but he goes
really
along with it.
But I'm going to go along with, and he complains to his buddy there, Philo or something.
Yeah,
I forget that. Hey, and he's just like, well, hey, don't let her do it. I can't help it. We don't really see why he's so.
Well, I didn't like the fact that he was being underhanded about it, though. Instead of just being
FICO, that's his name. Sorry.
Instead of just being like, yeah, screw you, I'm not going to take this.
Oh, you mean
Baron?
Baron was like, oh, I'll just I'll like trick him into doing this thing, and then when he gets bit, I'll kill him and say that he asked me to.
Right.
That you're talking about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he couldn't just. I mean, I agree. It makes him a little less honorable, but it does seem very royal, right? Like what what these guys would do is like, oh, I can't openly kill this guy, so I'll make it so
He could easily have openly killed that guy.
Well,
He didn't do it because he was wrapped around Aura's finger.
yeah, I mean, it's the whole I have honor, or I have to pretend that I have honor anyway, even though I may not. So therefore, I will find a way for this guy to, I'll set this guy up so that I can legally kill him, or kill him without losing my honor, right? Which is kind of a sneaky shit to do, but yeah, and it doesn't quite mesh with the fact that later on he seems to be a little more honorable. He's like, he becomes the guy to sort of say, yeah, we should follow Flash, right? Like,
yeah, and
he gets converted first,
right? And I like the character that he ends up as, and I like Timothy Dalton's portrayal of him, but it doesn't. those things are kind of at odds with each other.
Yeah, I found it somewhat believable. Yeah, Weatherman's put before that. Baron needs the marriage to protect his empire, but he has issues about Aurora. But he needs Aurora. He needs Aurora happy to get the power for his people. Yeah, he's kind of using her, and it kind of makes sense because most royal marriages are not. They're not made for love. Like, he's trying to make sure that his people are safe, and we know that the other guys. What was the guy who's killed at the beginning? Ming blows up their, destroys their. I guess he didn't completely destroy it, but he ravishes it or something, destroys a lot of it, so that they can't give him anything for tribute. So he's not against, blowing them up for whatever reason.
Yeah, okay. I was just gonna mention that bit as well, and that is an excellent portrayal, because it's like, this Ming guy is a psycho, which is what Flash says, right? In that scene, it's like, he's a psycho.
Just before you go on, I thought that was, having the robot, report what Flash Gordon did. I would have preferred to have Flash Gordon say, "You're a psycho," directly to Ming. Like, that would have been better to stand up to him, sort of thing.
Yeah, it would have gone a long way to getting him into that. Like, I'm not going to put up with this crap, thing, rather than being caught, talking behind his back, essentially.
Yeah, it seems a little beta.
Yeah.
You should have just. But anyway, sorry. Go on with what you're going to say. I just want to.
Well, what you're saying. So I forget the character's name, but he's like, "Oh, I have nothing to offer you, but my loyalty or whatever."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, that's great," and it's like, "Kill yourself." It's like, "Oh, that's pretty," and then of course he tries to turn on him, and Ming freezes him or whatever, and then kills him.
Yeah.
That was a good portrayal, because it sets up this whole thing. It's like, all these people that are supposedly loyal to Ming, it's like, this is clearly,
they all want to kill him,
right? And
they probably want to. This guy only did because he's got no other chance. And and that's good. If you want to play Flash Gordon as smart, he should be like, make a comment to Zarkov, or Zarkov make a comment to him saying, "Wow, these guys aren't very loyal," and that should be like, tell the audience, hey, that this is how Flash could work it. Prince Thune is his name, but they don't do that. They just, that could have made Flash or Zarkov look a little more intelligent and realize that they understand the political machinations that are going on, and read into them right away and say, hey, things are not as hunky-dory in Mingland as they could. Maybe we can do something here.
Yeah. Oh, well, okay. I'm not sure whether you had this in your schedule here, but do you want to talk about Zarkov and what's kind of going on with him as this?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead, because we're kind of getting up ahead of the Zarkov thing right now.
So basically, they're gonna recondition him or something. Kind of brainwash him into. I guess they thought he was valuable, in terms of science or whatever. So they, basically are working on conditioning him to work for Ming. And I don't know. I didn't particularly love this. Long story short, he's able to, resist that. But he kind of floats off into irrelevance for, the middle part here. So I don't think he was particularly well used.
Zarkov, yeah.
Yeah.
I think he should have been more. Yeah, I mean it's a serial, so maybe Zarkov would be used more in the the second or third movie. But I would agree he doesn't seem to be. He attempts to, and he kind of gets away, but then they get captured by the Hawkmen. But like you would think that there'd be some sort of Zarkov would come up with some plan. Oh, if we blow up Ming's something or other, something no one ever thought about, that would turn the tide. Zarkov comes up with a plan. Flash Gordon executes it.
Yeah, right.
That's the dynamic between the two of them, right?
Mhm.
Also, why did they're like, oh, don't raise them up above a level 3, right? That's what Clytus tells General Kala, and then she goes, oh, make him a 6.
Mhm.
And she's like, why? Like, why is she bothering to? Why is she, going against Clytus? What he told her? Like, is there a reason? Nope, guess not.
Yeah, the one thing it did portray was the that the backstabbing nature of all this. They're all you can't trust anybody in any of this. So I thought it portrayed that okay.
Yeah, but why? But why is she doing that? Right? Like, why does she?
Yeah.
Is she? I mean, if she had a plan to use Zarkov for her own nefarious, and I like the idea because that could then, if Zarkov is only a 3 level, whatever, because his brain won't take it, but he's given up to a 6. Now he's got all this information, and now he'd be able to go to, maybe he's smarter than he was, and he'd be like, oh, I see the weaknesses in this society, or I see how, Ming's lightning shield is weak and how I can, destroy it or use it to my own, something like that, right? But no, there's none of that. Yeah. Flash is the muscle, Zarkov the brains, Dale was the support. It makes sense. I mean, that's the way that you assume it to be. Yeah, so I thought that was a missed opportunity, right? It just becomes, yeah. Okay, so Zarkov is kind of sidelined. There was a lot of a damsel in distress, less so in this movie, I think. Flash comes to rescue her, but she kind of, like, even in the final throne room scene, they see the ship coming, and Dale like turns around and runs away, and then Ming stands there to get skewered. But yeah, she's less a damsel in distress. I hate when they do stuff like that. Like, if you're gonna make Flash Gordon, don't update it. Make it. Hey, here's a throwback to the original. And yeah, we understand that nobody likes it because women are played with this, or this guy is portrayed that way. But no, it's it's a throwback. Hey, this is what things used to be like. Anyway, so what about Flash's escape? Running through I guess it seemed kind of running. Bahrain decides to chase him himself, and I thought that was a little bit. What do you think about that?
I thought it was okay because I like him being Baron, that is being portrayed as someone who deals with stuff himself, because that he came across weak to be and backstabby to begin with, and that this helped redeem that a little bit, where he isn't just someone who's is hiding behind minions.
I would just have seen. I agree with that, but I would seen a little bit more realistic, and I can go either way. With him to say, all right, let's go, but I'm going to take the lead and I get to make the kill. So these guys are kind of supporting him, and but he's gonna. But then he'll fight Flash in, for his honor. He'll fight him in 1-to-1 combat.
Mm-hmm.
After he'll bring his minions with him, but they won't interfere when it comes time to, that would seem more realistic. But it's 6 of one, half dozen the other, and they get I'm not upset at the way that they did it, and then they get grabbed by the Hawkmen, which is like, I think that's good. I think Bahrain is probably thinking at the time, he's like, I wish I listened to Snob and brought my thugs with me, and maybe I would have been captured. But anyway, so they take them to the Sky City. They capture them, and they decide to fight.
Mhm.
Am I jumping too far ahead for you, or do you want to
No,
talk?
that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think about the battle scene?
Uh, it was okay. I thought, it's again kind of it's campy. They're fighting on this platform. That is has where you could fall off into your death, and obviously being in
And
the
the
sky,
spikes.
right? Well, then
I
yeah,
thought that was great.
then
That's
there's
perfect.
spikes, and then it's tilting. Um, you know,
I
uh,
thought it was great, man. That's awesome.
yeah, it's again very campy, but kind of a classic thing. Um, it was okay. It went on a little long for my taste. Uh,
It did seem to be a little bit long.
yeah, a little repetitive, but it was okay. And this is basically, um, a Baron loses, and he's hanging off the edge, and Flash saves him.
Yeah,
Um,
which
and
is the impetus for him to sort of say, "Hey, maybe I should be listening to this Flash guy," what he's telling him, which is reasonable. I
right,
thought. Sorry, just before movie novelization of the movie explains Clytus. She hates Clytus, the fire of a billion sun. She wants Clytus' job for stars. That makes sense, but they should have given us that in the movie. A little bit of like that.
mhm.
No, I'm, even a one throwaway line. No, I can now use him for my own purposes or something. But anyway,
Well,
yeah,
and I mean that can kind of make sense too. Why so basically she's Ming's daughter, right? The heir, if you're going to look at it that way. And although
oh
Ming
no,
is
sorry, we're talking about. I'm
oh
talking about Clytus and General Kala.
oh
That's
okay,
what
I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about
Mike
Aura.
was talking about. Yeah,
Okay,
no,
because
no. This is why he's telling. I think this is what he's saying. Correct me if I'm wrong. Kala wants Clytus's job. Correct?
okay,
It's not. Yeah. So she wants to use Zarkov for her own nefarious purposes somehow. But I wish they had put just even a one-liner in that to
oh
say that, because we don't know that for sure. It makes sense, but
okay.
yeah,
What I was gonna say, and maybe this could work as well, is that um, Clytus and Aura, him being because basically Aura is trying to get influence in all of this, but Ming might be willing to accept this because Aura could challenge Ming theoretically, as taking
yeah.
his place. Uh, so it's this,
Well, it's pretty clear in the movie that Ming uses, he basically pits all the various kingdoms on
right,
Mongo against
right,
each other. So it would make sense for him to do the same with his inner circle with
right,
Aurora and Clytus and whoever else, General Kala, anyone, right?
right,
Like
yeah,
that would make sense.
yep.
Yeah. Okay, sorry, we were talking about we went off on a little tangent there. We're talking about the fight scene. I love Brian Blessed. He's great. Look at that scene. He's
Yeah,
like big and jolly, like Santa Claus, laughing. Oh, oh, ha
yeah,
ha. Watch them fight. Let me play with the pad a little bit and move them around. Yeah, this is great. I thought that was perfect.
yeah. And then he's also
Fits in
like,
with him.
when he's like, what are you doing? You're supposed to kill him,
Yeah,
and
yeah, and Bahrain picking Flash to fight against him. That is perfect. Oh, you get to trial by champions. I want to fight this guy who I hate. I think and
yeah, that was kind of weird. It's like, yeah, you just pick some random guy, you
no,
don't know.
like yeah, no, he picked the yeah.
Well, yeah,
Well,
that's what I'm
he would
saying
have to
is,
fight. He would have to fight Prince Voltan's champion, right? Whoever they
mhm.
would put up, right?
Yeah,
But
right.
he yeah, Voltan goes, you want to, I mean, it makes sense for him to pick, I hate this guy. He's kind of a,
Well, it made sense
well,
for him. I'm saying in their
yeah, yeah.
society, why it's just like, I get the trial by combat against a random guy I choose. It's like, well,
Well, I didn't take it that way. I took it as, he's like, who are you want to fight against certain somebody? I mean, the Prince, Voltan would say, no, you're going to fight my champion. But if he goes, oh, well, you want to fight Flash Gordon? Sure, why not? I don't risk one of my guys. Let's see what happens.
mm,
Um, that'll be awesome. So I thought that was good. Ming would fit in the set of Game of Thrones. Yeah, I think so too. Voltan is your favorite character in this movie? Yeah, he's really good. I love the character too. Yeah, he's he's probably the many people's favorite character, and this is a great job. He's laughing, and they're fighting, and everyone's cheering. It's like, oh yeah, you're, like you said, you're supposed to kill him. But yeah, and I thought maybe they would just jump, and oh well, if Flash Gordon convinces Bahrain that they should work together, then I thought maybe Volton would fall in line right away too, but he doesn't, which is good. I think that's a little more reasonable, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to go from there?
What do you mean?
Well, from there on the story.
Oh, well, okay, sure. Well, this is where. So this is where they as soon as they. Well, should we talk about Aura first?
Oh, her torture scene or something?
Yeah.
Who was it? Someone liked the torture scene.
Oh,
someone said they liked the torture scene.
Was that?
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
So that's going on back at at Ming's place. Well, around the same time where the fight is happening with Baron and Flash, but then since we don't want to talk about that, I guess
you can talk about it. Go ahead. I'm making.
Well, it's Clytus is taking advantage of the situation, but Ming knows about it.
Ming knows all about it.
Yeah,
he doesn't care.
Right.
He's like, time to teach my daughter a lesson. Let's put her back, in her place a little bit, probably. I would assume. But
right.
Anyway.
And then so Ming is also preparing for his marriage. We didn't really talk about this whole thing where, I mean, I guess
we missed Dale's escape. Okay, let's talk about Dale's escape.
Well, does that happen yet? Because when Flash talked to her with the telepathy thing.
Yeah, but then they're eventually, like, after the fight with the prince, they bring in Zarkov and Dale, right? Because they've captured them.
Yeah.
Oh no, they watched the fight. They watched the fight.
Wait, with okay, I'm getting all confused here then.
Yeah. Dale and Zarkov are there. They watch the fight because at one point she tries to grab his Voltan's little control machine. Hey.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. I'm mixing this up.
There's Michael's correcting my my pronunciation. All right, go ahead. Yeah, so they're there for that. So we're flopping around in the thing, but Dale's whole scene with the, she takes the drugs to make it easier, but then escapes. What do you think of the scene with her beating people up? I'm sure they obviously put a stunt woman in there.
Yeah,
to do that flip over and
she's doing some acrobatics in that,
and then shooting people. I thought that was fine. I mean, I didn't see how a travel agent would know how to do that.
Yeah, I don't know. That seemed to be a stretch to me. That suddenly she's, a combatant, showing no, prior. I mean, even in the movie, not showing any prior. I can see her, messing with the, the servants and stuff and escaping all that. But suddenly she's, grabbing a gun and,
Yeah. So not only is she firing a gun, it's a space gun that she's never seen before and doesn't necessarily know how to work, but it's like, boom.
Yeah. So
that was a little bit, I think there's your late 70s, woman power type thing coming up there a little bit, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Because it's, she's very much a damsel in distress, normally within Flash Gordon, right? Not to say she doesn't do anything, but she's not a physical type character normally. These characters are usually, they're the damsel in distress. Doesn't they can do stuff, but they'll maybe use their womanly charms, but they won't be beating guys up. But yeah.
Right. Okay, so sorry, go ahead.
The guys, the Ming's guards are as bad as stormtroopers.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, so after the fight here with Baron and Flash, then basically they're attacked by Ming's forces immediately after that. So the Hawkmen, take off, and then they get the rest of the crew gets captured again.
Yeah, recaptured,
Right.
except for Flash, because they're going to leave him on the Sky City and then blow it up.
Well, this is when Ming offers Flash his kingdom or whatever, right?
Yeah, Earth.
Right. And that's when Flash is like no, and then this is where the fight starts here, the bigger fight, and and then Flash gets his sky cycle, and
yeah, they Ming leaves. They start blowing up the Sky City, and Flash barely escapes.
Right.
And then they decide to attack, right?
Right. Yeah. I guess the Hawkmen basically all escaped, or at least largely escaped, even though their crib was wrecked. And
but
so
they carried all their stuff away, so it's good to go.
Right.
They brought their TVs and their PlayStations and whatever.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Or whatever the guy in Cloud City was carrying, his
carry me too. We can't. We got to carry our stuff.
Right.
He says to him, "We got room for you. We got our stuff."
Right. So then they get together, and now they're going to launch their attack on Ming's
on the ship
or whatever. Right.
No, the ship first. They got to take the ship, right? The rocket ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ajax.
Right. Well, they exactly, but the plan is to go after him though, and so now this is when the woman is in charge basically, and so
because they have already killed Clytus.
Right.
He came on the ship first. They kill him, and then we're screwed now. Ming will kill us. We got to leave, right? So Clytus is dead. And then Ming comes on the thing, and he's like, "Oh, I offer you Earth. No, I don't want it. I'm going to take Dale back. I'm going to marry her. Zarkov will kill him or something. You can stay on here and just get killed."
Yeah. So, again, this just becomes kind of a blur of wild action at this point. And I guess, a lot of people, basically the Hawkmen are kind of at the center of this now. They're the main force, that Flash is working with throughout all this. And then, and meanwhile,
they go into the clouds. They hide in the clouds.
Mm-hmm.
The ship comes after them. What do you think of the CGI and the effects for this portion?
I mean, for the time, I guess it wasn't that bad. It's all green screen or whatever.
Yeah. I read a little bit about it. They had for this whole Hawkman issue, they had like 100-foot green screen that was lit with all these light bulbs. It cost them like here it is. For the Hawkman scene, a 60 feet high and 100-foot wide blue screen was built, and they used clusters of quartz halogen lights, which required 1 million watts of power.
Wow.
To set it up. It was obviously they had the Hawkman in front, and then the scene on the back was green screen. They had some Hawkmen in the back who were just black silhouettes, which I'm assuming weren't real. They were just put in the post in there afterwards. But yeah, that's what they did.
Yeah. So so the wedding thing is going on. Ming's wedding is going on in the city. As they're coming in with the ship to attack them, right? Or to
no, first they got to take the ship though. The Hawkmen have to take the ship.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, is there anything you want to talk about there?
Yeah. What did you think of the battle scene?
It was okay. Again, it was just kind of went on a little bit, in my opinion. It was fine. It's a lot, like I said, a blur of action kind of stuff.
I liked it. I thought it was a good amount of action in there. They're jumping around. They're putting mines on things. Guys are getting shot off the ship, falling to their death. The Ming's space guys. They're running around. Oh, repel borders! Here come the Hawkmen.
I don't know. It seemed a little Keystone Cops to me.
No, really. I mean, it was a little bit on the campy side. with Prince Vultan, swinging his mace around and haha, let's go. But I mean, it kind of fit in with his character. I liked it overall. I thought there were some good explosions, and I didn't feel that it went on too long. A lot of practical effects. I thought I enjoyed that part. Anyway,
I'm sure I loved it as a kid. I'm sure I did love it. I
Maybe
noticed.
after this,
I
I'll go
just
watch that part again.
threw shade at you there.
Yeah, maybe I'll go watch that part again. I liked it. I enjoyed that part. I thought it was a great battle scene. Relatively for the time, and Flash and Prince Vultan, they break in and they're into the thing. They shoot They shoot the guy through the back of the chair, and they shoot the pilot, and then take over, and blowing stuff up. Anyway,
right. So what's her name? The general.
General Kala.
Yeah. So she's defending the city, and she says something. Oh, it's don't tell Ming or something. And so when the wedding's going on, she's kind of engaged in this battle without telling them about it. And so there's
Hoot Owl loved the scene. See, I agree with Hoot Owl.
Okay.
It's great. Campy and glorious. Exactly. That's how I felt.
All right.
They would just winged me. That was a great. I guess it was Vultan's number 2. They're like, Flash Gordon goes to help him, and he says he's lying on the on the wing of the spaceship, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And he's like, "Yeah, they just winged me." Anyway, I like that. All right, go ahead, Ken.
Well, so they're proceeding with this attack, and Flash is going to fly. I guess Flash's flight lessons were fairly good because he actually took he was flying with Aura earlier in that weirdo scene, and then now he's flying the Ajax. He's basically going to ram it through the shield.
But he doesn't have to. He doesn't have to land it this time, so it's a lot easier, right?
That's true. I
crash
guess
into the thing. So
this brings up 9/11 flashbacks.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then you've got Baron and Zarkov are freed by Aura, and then they're so they're fighting inside essentially,
creeping around the place.
And they're able to take down the shield by offing a Kala, right?
Just barely in time. Now, okay, so let me ask you about this. Now we see Baron doing a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do we see what is Zarkov doing at this time? Oh, he stays in the control thing, right? They attack the control. They kill General Kala, and then Baron runs off, and he's like, they're like, oh, we got to get to the nuclear reactors and blow them up. Oh, they're too far. They're 6 miles down. We can't get there. You stay here. I'm going to go do something. And he goes off and does something else.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, this would have been a good time to have Zarkov do something, right? Like deactivate the, something, turn off the magic machine that's going to destroy, smash the moon into Earth, something like that. Uses sciencey stuff.
Yeah.
But no, he just sort of sits there, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, it's like I don't think he was used well in this at all. Kind of since his first scene, he's just kind of there. He's poorly used.
Yeah. Sorry, I derailed your thoughts.
Well, I'm just kind of getting to the end here, where basically they do get the shield down, and then Flash flies the ship into the wedding. It's like,
but that's a shame, because I mean, Flash wants to smash the ship, and that would blow it up, and that's going to save the Earth. So this is what I was like, okay, wait a second, you guys are they're going to crash the ship, and they want to turn the shield off. But I'm like, okay, but if you do that, then maybe the whole plan is to smash the ship, and it's going to blow up, and it should take down the machine that's going to destroy Earth. So if it doesn't blow up, then you might not be able to save Earth. Like, that's how I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah.
But they save Earth anyway. So,
right.
Doesn't matter, right? I guess.
Yeah, well, there's this confrontation with Ming and Flash, in the at the at the wedding there after he crashes with
Yeah,
he's trying to use the ring.
Ming gets skewered
Mhm.
and then pulls himself off. I'm like, I thought that would be fatal, but I'm like, really, they're gonna kill Ming right off the bat? They're gonna save him for a second movie or something? And he gets skewered good, but he pulls himself off, and he's just a flesh wound, I guess, right?
Right. And then he's using his magic ring there to uh, control Flash or stop him or whatever, and
Doesn't work.
then no, he's basically weakening, and Flash overcomes it, and then he offs himself.
He zaps himself.
Yep.
But he's not dead.
Well, you're jumping ahead a little bit there,
Is he
but
dead?
They declare victory,
That's
and
right.
and Baron and Aura become
Get married.
and they then the Hawkeye Brian Blessed is the leader of the army or whatever, and then they kind of give some lip service to getting back to Earth, and then the big final closing scene. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. Did you like before that? Did you like that during the wedding? The spaceship goes by with the banner, and all subject will make merry under pain of death. I thought that was a nice little touch. That was great. Yeah. So they and then they have some hand grabs the ring, and we hear Ming's evil laugh. Right.
Yes. Because he somehow Ming returned.
That's right. So the movie tries to. Weatherman says the movie tries to let you think Ming is in the ring, not his body. Yeah, I mean, I made the assumption that somehow he either teleported himself away, but I don't know why the ring wouldn't go with him, or that he put his essence or his mind in the ring or his body or something. Which I mean, if you were evil Ming, you'd have ways to, protect yourself from death and backups or clones or escape routes or something. So I'm not upset that Ming escaped. I mean, that's what should happen.
Yeah,
right?
that's classic.
He's supposed to be around. Now I'm curious as to who picked up the ring, and how come Flash didn't pick it up? Oh, look, there's his Ming's ring. I think I'll take this as a souvenir. I'll just leave it there. Whatever. But I guess he's not too smart, right? But,
yeah.
Anyway, who picked up Ming's ring? That'd be
interesting. His son.
His son. We haven't seen it. We didn't see anything in the movie. Yeah, so that's I mean, I think that's a perfect the end question mark. I mean, there's a little okay. We already figured it out that maybe it's not the end. So just put the end with a question mark at the end just to beat us over the head. But of course, that is very 30s 30s serial anyway. Hey, Madman, good to see you. So I'm not too upset about that. The end question mark. I think that fits in with the storyline.
Well, okay. So there we are at the end, and we never find out because there was not a sequel.
Yes, and why wasn't there a sequel?
Well, I just read this about apparently there was some sort of conflict with Flash and the producers.
Yeah, with the actor there. Yeah, Sam Jones. There was some sort of post-production problem. They don't say what it was in the stuff I read, and they even dubbed his. They used someone else to do some dubbing afterwards. Post-production dubbing of some of the stuff. Now, somebody said, I think one of the producers or someone involved said, "Oh, it was only like 5 or 10 minutes. It was most of it's his voice," but hard to tell. I didn't notice any. Did you notice? There's no point in the movie where I go, "Well, that doesn't sound like his voice."
No, I
it
didn't.
Seemed to be him the whole time, so I didn't have any trouble with it. Yeah, but yeah, that's a little bit of a. That was the reason why there's no. Part of the reason, anyway, why there's no sequel, because they could not get Sam Jones again because of this this dispute. And so they decided, no, don't bother. I mean, I guess it made enough money in order to do another one. I'm reading off. It made $46 million, and they would cost between 20 and 27. So it made, not quite double, but that would be enough to do a sequel, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
But they did, but that stopped it, supposedly, what they say. Yeah. Drink Ovaltine. Everyone should drink Ovaltine. Okay. There's a little more information you have, Mr. Moktos. Did you see the documentary? Maybe his management team told him to act like a prima donna because that's what the star is supposed to act like. He blames that for being saddled with a bad rep. He didn't do anything afterwards, right? Like, you don't see him in anything, I don't think. I mean, my understanding is that if in Hollywood, if you're that difficult, unless you're a huge star like a Tom Cruise or something, you won't get anything. They'll just no. I'm just looking at his IMDb. It looks like he's still got a bunch of. I guess he's maybe been rehabilitated. Did you know that he was in Ted?
I
Ted
did
2?
see a scene about that. I didn't see the movie, but I saw something
And
about
he's playing himself.
Right.
He's because they're like making a joke about it. So it says he was in a TV series here, Flash Gordon, a modern space opera. He's in the TV. He did one episode in there. Yeah. I mean, looks like he's pretty. He's been doing things since there. Well, he was in Cobra. Oh, that's a TV series. That's not the. I thought that was the movie. Just looking at Da Vinci's War. Maximum Force. A bunch of different stuff. Nothing huge, but it looks like he's been working. Someone said he didn't work after that, but it looks like he's been episode of the A-Team in 1984. Seems fairly steady. He's been stuff. Nothing big, but
yeah, it's a long list of things, but it looks like
all very minor stuff.
Yeah, bit roles, but
still. That could happen, right? Like, oh yeah, you're never going to get a big. You're difficult. Nobody likes you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, SG1. He was in SG1, The Highwayman. Ted and Ted 2. Bit parts. Something of a comeback in the Ted movies. Yeah, maybe. Being a paid merc pays well. He was a mercenary. Maybe.
Yeah. Did you ever see the 2007 TV show?
Flash Gordon one?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay, I watched it for a little bit when it first came out. I can't say I remember too much about it. It was only one season, I guess.
Yeah, it'd be good to, I like. All right. Yeah. Okay. I won't say. We'll say that to you. I think. I would be interested to check out some of these things, like the 30s one, and curious. There's a little bit of history and stuff.
Well, as I mentioned, I do recommend the Filmation animated series. It's pretty good.
And you can that one.
I linked it earlier.
The one you linked earlier. All right, so everybody knows.
Yeah.
The link is earlier in the. We should put it in again anyway. The animated series one here. Here you go. I'll put it up again. Let me just. That's the one, right?
Should be.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
It was also.
So PB didn't like it.
No, it wasn't good.
2007 one.
Yeah. It was the kid that played the Nemesis in the first season of Smallville played Flash.
It's just silly. Like it's pretty easy to do one of these. It should be easy to do one of these movies or serials. It's just a TV serial. Copy what they did in the 30s. People are watching it for nostalgia and something different. And you make everything over the top. The girls are gonna be no boss girls. They're all gonna be damsels in distress because that's how it was. You're showing a slice of what used to be. That's the whole idea. If you update it for the modern audience, it's like, well, what's the point of watching it then? It's the same as any other slop.
Yeah.
That's out there.
Yeah, better to just do it as a retro thing, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, retro, everything retro, man. The guns should look like space, space guns and 50s or earlier retro stuff. I mean, that's the whole point. Lean into that. And it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be campy. It could be serious, but, but just, have all that retro stuff in it. That's how I would do it myself. I wouldn't make it a joke. Make it, treat it serious. If people want to laugh at it, they can. But, yeah. They're waiting. Items waiting for approval in your DMs on X on Discord. Oh, okay. All right. I gotta get into that. I'll get into that. Quit trying to invent the wheel. Yes, just like I said, somebody said earlier, was that you, Mr. Milktoast? There's like 7 stories, like in all of human history. There's like 7 types of stories. That's it, and each of them they all fit into one of those, right? The prodigal son, whatever. There's nothing new under the sun. There's a number of, my research. There's a number of Flash comics. I saw one from more recently. I saw a page out of one more recently, and it looked, the art looked pretty good. I don't know about it was the first page of it, so it was kind of, giving us the background. Who knows if it was slop, if it was, I don't know how it was written after that, but yeah.
I do have a couple issues. I have a number of Flash Gordon comics, and one of them is the recent one. I don't think I think I only have one issue of it, and I don't even remember having read it. But I do kind of, when I see those things, they do, catch my attention, and I usually pick them up.
Yeah.
Michael, I think, mentioned the comic series. What is it? Mad Scribe, is it? Or anyway, so yeah, I don't know if it's continuing though. So
Jeff doesn't agree. He wants a modern version. At one point, the animated series was compressed into a movie.
Yeah.
Hitler is Ming's minion, and Ming gives him V2 rockets. You could do that. I just started thinking of the Buck Rogers, which I in the 80s, I did watch that show. And, Colonel Wilma Decker, what's her name?
Wilma Deering?
Deering. And she's kind of they girl boss her up a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's a colonel, and she's like, she outranks Buck Rogers, I guess, at the start or something.
Michael says there's 10 issues so far. Oh, so that's cool.
Yeah, Buck Rogers was... we're going to have to look at Buck Rogers at some point, if that's a modern, good version. I watched it as a kid. I liked it. Mad Cave Studios 10 comics. So maybe that's the comic I saw. It was more modern within the last couple of years. I just saw a thing from it. I said the artwork looks all right. And it, I didn't get into the story, of course.
You know what? Speaking of Buck Rogers, there was like a short, it was like a preview thing that somebody put together, and I think it was like to try and get funding or something for a Buck Rogers thing, but it had Gil Gerard and Aaron Gray in it as Buck's parents, and I think but it was a weird retro thing. It was like set in the 20s or whatever, but then it was like, they had space, rocket ships and stuff, so it was that was kind of interesting.
Yeah. I agree, PB, but I also agree with Mr. Milktoast. There's room for old and new. And the thing is, there is a ton of science fiction out there, and I'm always trying to find good stuff, but it seems like it's a lot of, there's more science fiction out there than there has ever been. But I'm looking at the bookstore or wherever, at the library, at these I'm like, who are these people? And, even reading the back of the book jacket, I'm just like, oh, that just doesn't sound that interesting. Like, it's just a lot of, I'm not sure who they're picking they don't seem to be picking the top of the creme de la creme in order to, to publish books. So there's a problem Um, with the new stuff is, I mean, there's got to be some good new stuff out there, but you got to find it. Um, you know, you should be able to redo Buck Rogers and also bring in new properties that are good, but they seem to have a problem of finding them, or I don't know. They don't want to take the risk of them. I don't know. Who knows? Um,
I put a link. I did quickly find that. I'm not sure if it's the original or someone else's video. Anyway, that the last link I just put in the chat there was for that
Buck Rogers link,
retro thing. Yeah.
Yeah, here. I'm not sure, PB. Like, it just seems like a big. I mean, I agree with you in a certain sense, but I don't know what the heck. What the heck are they doing? You think there's more people that want entertainment now? You could, you should be able to find a niche.
Yeah, I agree with what PB is saying, but honestly, I don't know. I can't envision it. I'm not sure what that new thing would be, and maybe I'm stuck in the same hamster wheel as all of Hollywood and everyone else. It's just
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I would agree. And the thing is, like, I agree with your point here. There's too much wanting to redo instead of creating. And the thing is they don't have to create anything. I mean, Hollywood doesn't really create anything. I mean, they're going to go and they're going to find somebody who wrote a book or comic book or something, and they're going to go, this is good. We're going to make this. So they're not really creating something from scratch, right? Hollywood, in a sense, doesn't do that. They take someone's stuff. So they should be able to, pick somebody's thing that's, hey, we already know that this is pretty good. It sold a million books or whatever. Let's try to make this into a movie. I mean, that's what they're. So, yeah. All right. Okay. Final thoughts on the movie, Cam.
Well, I gotta admit, I didn't enjoy this this rewatching of it. I watched it I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and kind of did enjoy that, but this time I don't know, it wasn't hitting for me.
Really?
Yeah.
You want to give it a rating?
Mm.
You don't have to.
I mean, honestly, if I had to, I'd say it's a 6.5 out of 10 kind of thing.
All right. Overall, I enjoyed it. There was problems with it, but I liked like I said, the casting. I think was, with the exception of Jones, who I thought was mediocre. Casting was good. The characters, I'm like, yeah, that's Prince Voltan, he's great. Princess, she's great. There was some good casting. There was a couple of little problems with the movies we touched on, like, oh, now what? Now Dale is a gymnast and she's beating everybody up. All right. It's a little bit over the top. But overall, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. And I don't remember watching it when I was a kid growing up. I don't think I saw it. I'm pretty sure I didn't see it in the theater. But I think it might have been on TV or something, and I caught parts of it. I don't know that I saw the entire thing. Might just be, flipping around in the 80s. You're like, oh, it's part of it. You saw some of it and then go on. So I don't think I've sit down and watched the whole thing. So overall, I enjoyed it. I would give it, rating my enjoyment level, I'd give it like a 7.5. I'm not saying it's that good of a movie. And obviously, doesn't, hold up as well. But for some reason, I just enjoyed most of the fun of it. The even though it's not supposed to be campy, it's not quite. It's kind of a mix between, like I said, it really, it's like, are you trying to make it funny, campy, or are you trying to be serious? It kind of screws up a little bit. I would have gone for serious, and I like those parts. But yeah, for some reason I enjoyed it. I don't know. I'm not sure why. I guess some of the good parts outweighed the bad, and the good that was good was better than the bad that was bad. So it made me overall enjoy it. I think, if that's good explanation. I don't know. Yeah, surprisingly, I liked it better than I thought. Yeah. All right. Great discussion in the chat. We gotta at some point we have to discuss what's going on with why are things not as good. And we kind of talk about them almost every week. We mention it, but yeah. All right. Any last minute anything about the movie, Cam, before we move on to what's going on next week and stuff in the future?
No, I think we've kind of
We covered it over. Yep. All right. Well, I hope everybody enjoyed the discussion of it. I think we covered everything. I covered everything that. Oh no. There's two things I wanted to mention. My little notes. I missed them. Okay. First of all, is Munson dead? Did he get run over by the plane? He just disappeared. What happened to him?
I think he took his opportunity to take off.
Did he take off? But he's like, the plane's coming. He's like, and he falls down, and then we don't see him leave or anything. I think he's dead, but I don't know. I'm curious about that. And the other thing I wanted to mention, there's did you notice? I can't believe we forgot to talk about this. Notice when the ship crashes on Mongo, Flash gets out and he goes, "Hey, how's it going? We come in peace," type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see what they shoot him with?
Mm-mm.
They shoot him
his hand. It's like his hand, right?
Yeah, the handgun. They shoot him with the handgun, and then a little hand comes out and shakes his hand and then tries to strangle him. The handgun. Get it?
Yeah. That's some unnecessary.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah.
How does that work? Yeah. All right. And I'm sure we'll be talking a little bit about this movie next week when we're talking about Pulp. All right. So after party, I'll go into the Discord after this a little bit. Cam and I, we always have to take a few minutes to talk about what's coming up and what we're doing. So I will mention, I will be there maybe a little later, a couple minutes after the show ends, but I'll be there. So let's see what's going on, Cam. We have coming up
on Wednesday.
You want to talk about?
Yeah, I forgot the name of the episode. Hold on.
We have an episode coming up. Michael's pretty sure. Michael, you're pretty sure Munson's dead. Yeah.
Episode 19, I think, of Babylon 5, season 2. And that would be, one second, Divided Loyalties.
All right. Now, I hear rumors from my little spies that these last 4 episodes are really good. I haven't seen any of them yet. I haven't even read. I don't even know what Divided Loyalties are about, except maybe Divided Loyalties, right?
Well, we there is a return of a former character.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Is it Sinclair?
I'm not going to spoil anything.
Okay, don't spoil anything. All right.
But I think you will. I think you will find this episode a little shocking, though.
Shocking! Oh my goodness, shocking! Maybe I'll go watch it right now after this. I'll be shocked. All right, that sounds good. Okay, a little bit more bigger picture stuff. Oh, so the week next week we talked about doing our pulp, looking at sci-fi pulp. I think we're going to do that, right? I think we'll go into that. That's going to take a little bit of research. I'm going to have to do some work on it, but I think next episode we promised, right, Cam? We can't break our promises, right?
Oh no.
So next Sunday we'll talk about pulp sci-fi. That's specific. The Flash Gordons and Buck Rogers of the world that kind of fits in. So yeah, and I have a little bit. We're starting to lean into season 3 of Babylon 5. We talked about it on the show a week or two ago, and I guess everybody's in for season 3. So I guess we're going to do it, right? I always want to wait to the end of the season and make sure that everybody.
I don't know. Nobody asked me about this.
Oh well, I just put the gun to your head. Do you, Cam? Would you like to carry on with Babylon 5 season 3? Do you want to?
No comment.
Comment? What do you mean no comment? I gotta know if everybody's in or not. No comment? Come on, you got to comment.
We'll talk about that flag.
Okay. Oh, you might be out? All right. Well, maybe. Oh, no. Maybe he's just trying to build up the audience, their thoughts about it, or maybe he's just trying to tweak you guys a little bit. But yeah. Anyway, the show, we had 14 people. That's pretty good. That's what we're sitting at right now. So we stayed around there for the whole show. So I guess you guys like the show, because normally last couple shows we're down closer to 10 people watching at a time. So that's great. Appreciate that. Yeah. Oh, I have a new promo that is out. Sorry, it's not out yet, but it has been made. Thanks to Madman from Q2. He made a promo for season 3 of the show. That's why we kind of got to do it now. Anyway, the promo is excellent. We're not going to release it this Wednesday. I'm going to wait till the Wednesday after, and then I'm going to release it on the channel. We're going to play it on the show. It is a great promo, way better than the ones that I've done in the past. Munson got crushed. Darn it. Way better than the promos I've done in the past. So I'll release that, not this week, but next week. And yeah, you'll see that. Yeah, he did a great job. So thanks to Madman for the promo. And it's a longer promo, like a movie trailer you see in the movie, and he's cutting it down too, so that we'll have a promo. I'll give one to Jason and anybody else I can convince to show it, to promote season 3 of the show, which Cam may or may not be a part of. Apparently, yeah. So so Munson was crushed. They didn't seem to be worried about it. They're like, oh well, yeah, they just run over this guy. Oh well. Yeah, of course, and the obligatory all hail to Space King. Yeah. So that's what we have coming up in the future. What else, Cam? There was a bit of a you're welcome. Yeah, thanks again. It's a great promo. I can't wait to release it, but I gotta tempt the audience. Cam's already had to look at it, so I can't believe you're saying you're not going to be in after you've seen the promo.
Well, the promo.
There's only 3 people have seen it. You, me, and Madman. Well, whoever Madman showed it to. I haven't showed it to anyone else. But yeah. Yeah. So what else I wanted to mention? I think there was something else. Oh, so we've if you saw the show last week, you know that we've been monetized on this channel, supposedly. I still got to dig into all this paperwork and figure out the taxes and all this baloney we have to do. But supposedly we are now can offer memberships and super chats and all that stuff. But I don't know. I haven't tried to do it. If it can be done or not. Yeah, we'll supposedly we crossed those thresholds, so we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get some maybe we can upgrade some stuff around here a little bit, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, I am canon. All right. Okay. Is that it, Cam? Did we forget anything? I told you we're working on in the future. Yeah. Jump into the Discord if you want to chat afterwards a little bit. Yeah, that's about everything, I think. Right?
Okay. Yes.
Did we miss anything?
Yeah. Well, this is totally unrelated, but I would
make that YouTube fortune. Yes, baby.
Oh yeah. Just let me know.
Coke and horse for everyone.
I caught some of the live stream of He-Man, the animated series from the 80s, and noticed it was one of the episodes was written by Larry DiTilio, who you might recognize from Babylon 5, one of the Babylon 5 writers, because Straczynski, I think, wrote on that show as well. So it's funny. I just happened to run across that. All right. Well, good night, everybody.
That 5-cent profit. I haven't made any profit. There's nothing so far. Not even made 5 cents. But anyway, okay. This is very cryptic. I'm gonna have to figure it this later. Yeah. Yeah. So what were you saying? Oh, no, I remember now. Oh yeah, just something I saw today. Danny's not here, of course, but I got to mention Danny. There's a. Did you see the promo for a new Power Rangers?
What? No.
Yeah, Danny was going to be all over that tomorrow on Jason's show. They announced some new Power Rangers in there. People were commenting on X on the trailer that was out there. So I thought I would mention that. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Power Rangers, but we know somebody who's a huge fan of them. And I thought they might be interested. They probably have seen it already, but anyway, I should have mentioned it. Jokes. We almost forgot the jokes. Thank you, Jeff, for reminding us. Cam, you almost got away. All right. I have three jokes for you. And the jokes are always last, so we got to do that.
Hit me.
All right. Let me see here. Okay, this is not strictly a Flash Gordon joke, but what nickname did the other policeman in the precinct give Gotham's police commissioner once he heard that he sometimes likes to expose himself to women on the street?
That's too long for me to repeat, so I'll just say, I don't know. What nickname did they call him?
Flash Gordon.
Got
Commissioner
it.
Gordon, Flash Gordon.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. That's a little bit long. What does our hero Gordon program in?
I don't know what this is our hero Gordon program
In Flash.
Mm-hmm.
It's the language of the universe. PB loves my jokes, as they are as good as Vogon poetry. Awesome. All right, and this is one that I didn't actually make it up myself. I kind of took it and I found it somewhere. Someone said it and I adapted it a little bit. But what U.S. state is Flash Gordon's least favorite?
I don't know. What U.S. state is Flash Gordon's least favorite?
Wyoming, because it sounds like he's begging for mercy. Get it? Wyoming. Begging for mercy.
Yeah.
Wyoming.
All right. I think it went downhill.
That was pretty. Come on. I kind of made that one up myself.
Really?
Sort of. I mean, I kind of stole it and reworked it a little bit. Yeah. All right. Anyway, that's the show, everyone. We hope you enjoyed it. Tune in next week. We're going to talk about more pulp sci-fi like Flash Gordon, other ones. Should be a good show. Thanks for coming out. We had a good crowd, great discussion in the chat. We appreciate it, and hopefully we'll see you on Wednesday. Good night, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
People say